Welcome to my YouTube video. My name is McLean Bobbitt. I'm a real estate investor based out of East Texas. We've been doing messy title deals, also known as curative title deals, for about 4 years now. Got experience in fix and flip, notes, wraps, rentals, the whole thing there. But our specialty is curative title. And on this video, I'm going to show you the 4 top common problems that we've come across, those in our group coaching come across, and give you an overview of what these types of situations look like and how you can resolve those and hopefully get a title clear on your deal. So if you want to stick around for the video, you're also going to be able to join our group coaching if you'd like, or if you have more questions about one-on-one mentorship, you can always look in that as well, or check out our free videos. Again, I want to provide some value, shed some light to these types of deals because most investors run away from them. And to your benefit, if you stick around for it and you're a savvy investor, you can find deals just like this. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this. We're going to go over our top 4, like I said, common problems, title issues that we come across. Number 1, deceased owners. Typically, these situations play out like this. For example, a lot of our deals, it's people that bought property 30, 40 years ago. Their kids grew up, didn't like the area for some reason. They were like, hey, we're going to start a family somewhere else. So they moved to like Dallas, out of state, things like that, and they leave behind the property. Well, the parent passed away, and now that it's like 15 years behind on taxes, 10 years behind on taxes, and obviously we come across it and we go, hey, family doesn't live in state. And that's number 1, typically how we find our deals is deceased owners. And it could be other things such as like, for example, we had an individual, they died in 1993. They had no family nearby. No one had any money to do a probate at the time. And so the family just left it there, okay? It's a shame because a lot of properties around the United States go out just like that. And so this was the deceased owner. The family didn't have any money. They didn't want to do probate. They were out of state. Kind of all of the things fell in line for them. And about 25 years, 30 years went by, and here we were ready to go. And we were able to piece together this family's heirship, okay? And obviously for a couple $100, some knacks, some conversations with our attorney, we were able to clear the title within about 2 weeks. So those are the kind of situations we see with deceased owners. Most times those are our favorite ones because there's been enough time lapse that we're not going to have someone contest it with a will that they had 25 years ago, things like that. Now, the second problem that we have, or issues, is heirs. Again, everything happens whenever someone passes away, there's an estate that comes to, and now there's money to be paid out. So with heirs, typically what they hold out is you will have, for instance, you'll have someone say, well, grandma said that she was going to give me that property back whenever I was in high school. Well, here they are 30 years later. They're all adults. Grandma's passed away. And it's a he said, she said dispute. No one's really got the means to fight each other on it. So they are at a stalemate, whether they finish probate. And a lot of times, most people will just stop in the middle of probate if they don't have the funds to complete it. And that's where we step in. Obviously, time has healed some wounds. Most of these people have grown up and they no longer have these issues that they're fighting over anymore. And so what we'll do is we'll step in, we'll buy off the interest from one person or whoever might be the holdout, and we'll go piece the interest together, okay? So that way we either become 100% ownership or we can go to market with the other interested party, whether it's 50% interest, 30% interest, whatever the holdout is, or if we can get them bought out. Number 3 is liens. This is an interesting one because we see it a lot in like the secondary and tertiary markets, is where you have someone that might have bought a property on seller finance terms. And what happens is, for example, we have a lady that she seller financed a note to an individual. And that individual, they continue to live in the property. And the last thing that they heard from the lien holder was, hey, I've got cancer and I'm going to let this person take over, continue to make your payments, things like that. Well, what happened is this lady passed away a year later, and the estate was mismanaged, for lack of better words. And what happened is the lien holder never was notified of, hey, you are now the new lien holder. The people that were in the property, they did not notify, didn't know who to notify, whoever it might have been, okay? They did not tell the new executor, hey, we've been making payments on this property. They just stopped making payments, okay? And basically what happened is this lien went for about 15 years untouched. And the property taxes, again, no one was making those property taxes because they said, hey, our payments are included with the taxes. Everything's being done. It's fine and dandy. Well, 15 years went by. And what happens is this couple has moved out already. They already moved on to their lives. And what they've noticed is they're like, hey, we're getting this letters for tax suit. We're getting sued. We haven't been in that property for a while. We thought that the county took it. Okay. Well, yes, that does happen. But in this instance, we had a tax suit, tax delinquency, and we had an open lien. Okay. It's an open lien for about $34,000 from when they bought the property in 2012. And a situation like this, you have to go and find the lien holder's next of kin or the executor of the estate. In this instance, both the executors have been removed as executors because they did not uphold the responsibilities of executor, so the court kicked them off the case. And what we were able to do is we were able to find the next of kin blood relative to the lien holder. And we went to her next of kin, figured out what was going on, figured out who the shisty executor was that was giving out fraudulent deeds to people, found out where they came into play. Okay, so what we did is we were able to go in there, talk to the next of kin, get a lien release, and be able to clear off the old lien that their mother had created. Now, the last one is honestly one of the most hairy ones that we could get into, is whenever you have either quitclaim deeds, fraudulent deeds, anything that might have been spread out over the course of the transaction. So, for example, if grandpa bought the property in 1993 or 1980, let's say 1980, bought the property, thought it was free and clear, everything's great, pays cash, builds a house on it, and here we are 20 years later. Okay, and come to find out, what happened is grandpa bought a partial deed, and the family before him owned the property. And again, there's some more statute limitations. There's adverse possession there. There's also, hey, here's the rights of redemption in there. There's a couple of different things in here, but for the sake of the story, the outline I'm going to give you, what happens is you have people that they sold their 25% ownership to grandpa. They sold their 30% ownership to grandpa. And grandpa went, built the house, paid cash for building the house, and now the family has come time to sell in the early 2000s. Okay? They go to the title company, hey, can you get us a policy? No, we can't. Looks like your grandpa owned 25%, built a house on there, can't sell it unless you find other people. Well, at the time, there might not have been the resources to go find these people, or hey, we know to go find a private investigator that's going to find this individual from 30 years ago to get a deed correction. And thankfully, we have the resources now, 2025, that we can go do this. We can go find next of kin, the next generation, whoever might be the next point of contact. What we'll do on these is we will go to our attorney. We'll figure out what kind of deeds we need to get. Is it a special warranty deed, general warranty deed? Do we just need to get an affidavit? They don't finish the affidavit. And what we'll do is we'll go back, we'll find the next of kin relatives. And again, we teach you that. And you can, if you're a very good private investigator or pseudo private investigator, you can figure this out pretty quickly if you've got some gump about yourself. And basically what you're going to do is go back and find the last chain in the title. You're going to come up to them. Most of the times our conversations like this. Hey, John, don't know if you can help me, but it looks like you're the next point of kin that I need some help with. Tell them the story. Hey, yeah, it looks like your dad or grandpa sold this person a property back about 30 years ago. Looks like the deed wasn't really complete. We're trying to get it fixed up now because either we're looking to buy it, sell it, whatever it is. Can you help us with that? Okay. Most times just tell them the story. Tell them, hey, here's what we're looking at, and they'll help you. Some people want money. Okay. I never pitch money to them because, one, if that current owners own the property for 15, 20 years, it's just the right thing to do at that point, unless it was taken in a hostile manner. It's a different story. But most times I do not bring it up. I go, hey, look, they've owned it for 20 years. They thought it's free and clear. They died. Now we're trying to clean the title on it, and this popped up. Can you help us clear it off? I will say probably in the last 3.5 years, 4 years, we've had about maybe 2 people that have balked at it and said, no, we want money for it. Eventually they did settle, or we had to pay them out of pocket for it. But again, it's not impossible. And most times what you'll hear is a title company, you'll hear an attorney say, hey, we can't do this deal. We need to go file a quiet title, which quiet title will work. It's perfectly fine. It will work in most instances whenever it's needed, but it will cost you a lot of time, money, and resources. Okay. Because the actual steps you have to go through for quiet title, it takes time. It's not something like if you find the previous owner's aunt or daughter that's still alive and you get a warranty deed from them on the next week. Okay, you can clear title within about 2 weeks. Quiet title might take you anywhere from 6 months to 18 months, maybe in a couple of years. Okay, if your attorney's quick, if they're able to do the procedures quickly, because you are essentially going after the entire estate, whoever it might be. So if you hear an attorney say, hey, you might want to go file quiet title, it's something we can't handle, truly ask them. Ask the underwriter, ask the title officer, hey, what do we need? And most times, I'll guarantee you, it might be a little bit more complex in some cases, but most times whenever a title company tells you, hey, go file quiet title, it's because there's 3 or 4, maybe 5 people that they don't know where they live, if they're still alive, who their next point of kin is. That's the job in curative title, is going and finding those people that are impossible to find, that never knew that they own a fraction of the ownership. And basically what you're going to do is piece it all together. Okay, so either with your hustle, your knowledge, you can clear title in about a month, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how many people are involved, or you can go through quiet title, other means like that, and it'll take you about a year, a couple $1,000s, probably 10,000, if not more, to get that completed. So if you've got some brains about you, you're a savvy investor, and you're looking to do deals like this, I'm telling you, the little bit of extra work that you have to do on these deals will weed out a lot of the investors that are getting killed on fix and flips, rentals right now, trying to cash flow with the interest rates being so high. You will find a lot better deals where people have already given up on these properties 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And if you're wanting to find any more information like this, we've got our group coaching. We've got more free videos on YouTube if you want to read it and watch more content like that. But DM us if you have any questions. If you've got any deals like that you want to joint venture with us, reach out to our team and we'll get you some more info, some more help, and see if we can help you on your next deal.